Hello and welcome to GPTV on Tuesday the 6th of October. My name is Phillip Kingston.
And I'm Gary Peer.
And Gary, I think we might call this edition the relaxed edition because if you notice the way that we're sitting in these outdoor chairs in this alfresco area,
alfresco paradise,
at an address to be confirmed, and we're kind of sitting back in the chairs because why wouldn't you? It's going to be 35 degrees today, Gary.
That's going to make you relax.
Summer has hit in springtime in a big way.
Well, it was pretty cold winter, Phil, so we needed that heat, but could it be the relaxed edition because no auctions on the weekend?
Well,
Phil,
the
grand final.
The relaxed edition, Gary, only real estate agents would relax outside in a suit and tie. Yes. So 35 degrees after a 31 degree grand final.
How's those hooks?
Well, let's just talk about the weather first. Hottest grand final in the history of grand finals.
I didn't know that. Is that correct? I never knew that.
And everybody, including myself, thought that West Coast would have the advantage, given the fact that they train pretty much in hot weather.
No, that's not true. I mean, we've got evidence of you thinking differently. Sat on the fence a minute and you go, oh, we're West Coast, and then you did the whole Stilrioli, Tammy's dog thing, right, tomorrow's dog, and you actually ended up tipping Hawthorn.
But having said that, I started the show by saying it looked like it would favour West Coast, but how potent is that mighty Hawthorn football machine?
There's all these football teams, all these moves, there's recruiting, there's coaches changing. Hawthorn just keeps winning. They're just too good, aren't they?
Do you know what? I think they're going to have to put lead in their saddlebags. I don't know. I don't know what you do for a footballer.
Sure.
Probably give them a drug.
Exactly.
Maybe that.
Do what they did to Carlton. Just give them penalties and keep
but they're
them at the bottom of the ladder.
They're going to have to give them a handicap because on the basis of that showing on the grand final, you'd have to say they're almost a certainty for next year's grand final.
They're in another class.
I mean, who's going to come close?
Well, Philip, that's enough about football.
Given the fact that we know nothing about football and the fact that we both are supporters of the biggest losers.
That's right. Melbourne, Carlton, yes, we're not going to have much to
anyway, but having said that, let's get back to this house and this alfresco area and this unseasonably hot weather.
Let's review this first, shall we? Okay.
Let's talk about this house, Garrett, number 17 Webb Street, and what a perfect day to be sitting in the alfresco undercover area, which is the architectural rage today, Gary. The indoor-outdoor room doesn't get any better than this.
It doesn't.
But what a magnificent house. Webb Street has fast become one of the area's best addresses. We've been achieving many results well into the $2 million range in this street, Gary.
We have indeed.
Big family glamorous home, this one, Gary.
Well, this is a great address, as you rightly said. The street's on the up. And it's one of those streets, always a good street. There's some beautiful homes built, but they just keep getting better. And of course, this is one of the modern masterpieces in the street. Philip, take us through this home
Family
now.
living at its finest, Gary's all the bedroom accommodation you could possibly need. That main bedroom, as I said on camera, like checking to the suites of a luxury hotel. And downstairs, we've got a fabulous lounge dining area. We've got a magnificent kitchen meals family room spilling out to this alfresco deck. And one of the big bonuses is that big playroom, Gary, hydronic heating, all of the luxuries that you'd ever want. Doesn't get any better than this.
It is a terrific family home, Philip, and the auction details are on the screen. A beautifully built and finished home in the heart of it all. Phil, this weekend, we've got no auctions to review from last weekend, but we've got plenty coming up, Philip. 16 auctions over 12 suburbs. We're covering a lot of ground.
Auctions, and if you think about it, viewers, October, we're often running into the spring selling campaign now. October's going to be big, November's huge, and we're already well booked into the first 2 weekends of December. My tip is we'll be auctioning strongly in the 3rd weekend of December.
Could be.
Even though, Gary, you did inform me that you're booked to go away on holidays before the 3rd weekend, so looks like, as usual, I'll be carrying the load.
Do I tell you the truth here, or do I take advantage of the of your perception? I'm in fact not going away then anymore. I've changed my ticket, so I'll be here.
Good. When are you going away now?
I'm going away after that, Philip, and some 20-something of December, so I'll be here.
Good.
Right through for the 3 weeks. So don't you worry, Phil. I'll be by your side.
Good to know.
Your rock and your redeemer.
Gary, let's talk about the current market before we get into the offerings for this weekend.
Well, how do you know what's going on? There's no auctions on the weekend.
That's why I'm going to talk about it, Gary. Melbourne took a breather. Yes. I think there are only 50 or 60 auctions, and certainly none that I know about in our marketplace. But if you have a look at the open for inspections across the weekend, that's always the litmus test. I thought the numbers were pretty good last weekend, given the fact that Saturday was pretty much a no-go.
Well, that's right.
Funnily that I say that. Saturday, our attendances at our auctions, particularly those at our open for inspections, particularly those before 2 o'clock, were pretty good.
They were, Phil, and of course most of our inspections were before 2 o'clock because
That's
we
why
strategically
they were
set them up
attended.
that way. Phil, we start off on this Saturday morning with 4 auctions at 10:30. There is quaddie action. Quaddie action. Can you call that? And talking about quaddie, it's a racing carnival now. We're finished with the footy. Got the races, the cricket's going to start soon, isn't it?
Yep.
And of course, just up the road, Phil, we've got the Caulfield
Gotta
Racecourse.
love
Caulfield Cup.
viewers, Melbourne in springtime. There's so much happening.
There is, and Saturday week, the Caulfield Cup, we'll see you there. But Phil, on 10:30, we are auctioning 7 at 86 Grosvenor Street. Now, Jeremy Rosen's auctions this wonderful apartment we have sold in this block a couple of times. Take us through this one, will you, please?
Gary, Grosvenor Street, great address, and obviously a very modern, very schmick building. 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, 1 car space, and certainly that is just a great address. Be part of the whole East St Kilda Rip and Lee groove.
Indeed, Philip, and be part of the Caulfield South coffee set, if you like, Phil, because there's plenty of cafes all over the place. None closer than to this address in Sycamore Street, Caulfield South. I've got 10:30 auction honours of this wonderful apartment. It's a good one, Phil.
Gary,
Big
2
one.
bedrooms, 1 bathroom, 1 car space. Really good location there. Walking distance to the tram in Hawthorne Road, and all of those great cafes like Delish and Fress in Bamboo Road.
One of our most popular auctions, Phillips, at 10:30 this Saturday. You have the auction honours. So if there is probably one of the auctions of the week that we think will be lots of interest, it's going to be this one in Bentley East, Phillip, in Tambert Street, 27A Tambert. Take us through this terrific looking modern masterpiece.
Gary, a great property. In fact, interesting how coincidences occur. Just this morning, I bumped into the vendors of that at Cafe Espresso
There you go.
in Orong Crescent. That's probably got nothing to do with the show, but certainly was a bit of a plug for them. 3 bedrooms, 2.5 bathrooms, and a car parking for 2 cars, 1 in a lock-up garage. But that's glistening and a glimmering. That's great real estate.
The 4th auction is Auction and Auctioneer, is Graham Cullen. He's handling this property in Carnegie. It's an affordable one, Philip, in Tranmere Avenue. I think you can probably get this property for somewhere in that kind of 240, 250, 260 range.
Gary, 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom, 1 car space, immaculate condition, parquetry floors, and that's just great investment buying.
You'll be leaving Bentley and heading to the fair shores of Caulfield South, Philip. We're auctioning a property in Barindi Road. Is there a better street in Caulfield South than Barindi Road?
Barindi is the best street in
is.
Caulfield South.
It is, Phil.
That is the number 1 street, I don't mind saying.
No, I don't think it's disputed.
And that's number 75. That's a wonderful, very statuesque 2-storey town residence, 3 or 4 bedrooms, 2.5 bathrooms, double lock-up garage, immaculate throughout. That's a really good property.
At 11:30, Jeremy Rose is going to hop over to Malvern East, Philip. That's a great suburb, and this is a terrific looking property. What a great apartment in Repton Road.
Gary, and that's a really good address. 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, 1 car space, beautifully renovated throughout, and a big fan on real estate like that should form part of everybody's portfolio, let alone the fact that it's a really good place to live.
We go from one prestige suburb to the next, Phil. You are going to be moving up to Brighton, to Hayball Court. This is a wonderful address. Jeremy Rosens has been handling this, but you're going to be auctioning for him.
Thank you, Gary, and I look forward to doing so. 3 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, double lock-up garage, immaculate condition throughout. Some really lovely period detail there. That's good real estate, and obviously Brighton is one of Melbourne's premier suburbs.
It is, and the Bayside theme continues with me having the auction honours in Spray Street. Philip, this is a wonderful 1-bedroom apartment in a great block, a small, tightly held block in Spray Street, right near the Bayside, near wonderful Ormond Road. Take us through
Gary,
this beautiful apartment.
you've got to love Ormond Road, particularly in summer. 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom, 1 car space, and that's certainly just a great place to live. But once again, we talk about the theme of investing. I think 1-bedroom apartment, Gary, 1-bedroom apartments
Yes.
make a great basis to a superannuation portfolio or a good investment portfolio.
It does indeed.
We did once upon a time have them in our own portfolio.
We
In fact,
did,
we
Phil.
still have a couple in our portfolio,
We do,
Gary.
but we-
Share that with the viewers. They
Yes.
are just easy to lease and solid capital gainers.
And we're prepared to put our money where our mouths are.
We do, Gary.
Aren't we, Phil?
We do.
So, Phil, you're going from Brighton to Queen's Road. Now, have a look at this wonderful apartment. You and Jeremy Rosens are doing the business again there.
I love this building, Gary. This building was wrapped around a heritage building, as you can see in the photo. 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, 2 car parks. But what about that view? It is absolutely stunning, right out over Albert Park Lake.
Unsurpassed, Phil.
Beautiful, beautiful. No doubt you can see a lot of the Grand Prix action from this apartment.
I reckon that's a great apartment. So, recommended buy there, Phil. We're off to Glen Iris. Mr. Rosens, he's going to be clocking up some miles on the car. He's going to be auctioning this wonderful property in Belmont Avenue. This is a good-looking home, isn't it? 2 bedroom. Two bedroom, 1 bathroom.
And 1 car space, polished timber floorboards, and beautifully renovated throughout. Great address, Belmont, in the heart of all of Glen Iris has to offer. And Glen Iris has a lot to offer, Gary.
Does Philip, and I have it on good source that Jeremy Rose is going to be boring on Saturday night because he'll be exhausted because he's doing the last auction of the day at 3:30 in Dandenong Road. But he will do it with his professional vigour and
enthusiasm.
And zest, yes.
Yep, a zest for life.
Tell us about this one.
Really
mate.
good building, Gary, just around the corner from our office. 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom, 1 car space in that gorgeous kind of period style building. And I like that building. I love that position because you can walk out that building and the tram stops literally almost at your front door and walk around the corner to the Alma Village. And the Alma Village is going to get a whole lot better, Gary, as soon as that supermarket gets built and the apartments.
That's
pretty
exactly right.
excited about that.
It is very exciting.
Although I'm not excited about the 2 years of all
Construction,
of the building
yeah.
construction.
The dust and
Anyway,
the noise, yeah.
That's the price one pays for
progress,
Gary.
It is indeed, Philip. And we'll be progressing into Sunday with some auctions there in the morning. 2 of them at 10:30. I'm doing one of those with Elza Schilling. That is in Edith Street in Caulfield North. Philip, you can have your cake. And Edith too.
Yes, that is such an old, tired, boring joke.
I love
That's really much a dad joke, isn't it?
It is, well, that's what kids say.
I'm a dad. Yeah, 2 bedrooms, 1
Proud of
bathroom,
it.
1 undercover car space, and Edith Street's a great position. Walk to the tram in Hawthorne Road, and of course the brilliant Princess Park, the brilliant Caulfield Park.
Yes.
And viewers, here's a challenge for you. After the Botanic Gardens in Melbourne,
yes,
right, in South Yarra,
yes,
then there's Caulfield Park, in my opinion. Is there a better park other than the Botanic Gardens, other than Caulfield Park?
Well, let's throw that open, Phil, to the viewers. If you can find or tell us about a better park, we'll throw some movie
Speaking
tickets
of better parks,
Yeah.
have you ever been to the Sculpture Park in Cranbourne? Have you heard about it?
No, I probably hit a few balls into there though, because it was
Apparently
anywhere near the
there
golf
is the
course.
most incredible park out in Cranbourne.
Sculpture Park.
Sculpture Park, yeah. I think we'll tell more about the viewers about that park once I visit it, and it's on my plan of things to do.
You do
it's
like
on my bucket list, Gary. Pretty
like to hang
exciting
ar-
bucket list,
You
isn't
like
it?
to hang around parks, don't you?
Yeah,
Fair
exactly.
enough.
I think you'll stay well away from those jokes, Gary.
Talbot Avenue, Phil. Now that is a quality address, and this is a quality property of which you are going to be the auctioneer at 10:30 a.m. Take us through
Well,
it.
Talbot Avenue, Gary, is one of the best streets of St Kilda East. 3 bedrooms, 2.5 bathrooms, 1 lock-up garage, single-storey villa, which is always very hard to get. Quality development there, well sought after, good property. Good building, good location, good agents, good auctioneer.
Hoddle Street is a very, very busy street, Philip, but not
Yes.
the one in Elsternwick.
No.
That's a quiet, secluded, beautiful, prestigious street, and there is a wonderful home that's going to be auctioned. It's been in the same hands for quite a while, I think. 11:30 a.m. Take us through
Gary,
this
how
beauty.
schmick is this house?
It
Been
is very
beautifully
schmick.
renovated. Check out that marble bathroom. 4 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, undercover car parking for 2 cars. This house has got the most fantastic floor plan and not a cent to spend. Move straight in. Get on with life and enjoy all of the summer that's coming your way.
Phil, this feels a little bit like a mix between tropical Queensland and Cuba. Interesting property, this one in Robe Streets in Cuba.
Queensland and Cuba.
Well, have a look at it. It's got
Viewers
palm
might
trees
be
and Art
interested
Deco.
to
and
know that both Gary and I have been to Cuba.
We have.
We went to
We
Cuba
have-
together. How many
we
years
did.
ago was our Cuba
We have
trip?
fun a good time there, weren't we? We were having a good time. we
quite
did go
clever.
there. Yeah, it's a few years ago now.
Viewers, if you haven't been to Cuba,
Yeah.
it's an amazing place, although I can tell you that getting there is
It's a
a long trip.
Might be easier now because America's friends again with
It
Cuba.
took us, I think it was 40 hours from Melbourne Airport
Yeah.
to landing at Havana Airport. 40 hours. We flew Melbourne, Los Angeles,
Yes.
Los Angeles, Cancun.
Yes, Cancun, Mexico City. No, Los
Mex-
Angeles, Mexico City, Cancun, Cancun to Havana.
Havana. And all I can tell you is do not buy cigars. Or I think you can now, but then you couldn't buy cigars and bring them back into America, which we did, and had an absolute customs breakdown.
Yeah. Well, you know, he is a good friend to me, and I do like the odd cigar, as was revealed last week on the show with Irving, our artist, of course, our art dealer, I should say. And I said to Phil, look, take a few cigars for me, because there's only so many I can take. So he took the cigars, and of course we got pulled up in Las Vegas Airport,
International Airport.
And but there were another 50 real estate agents with us because there was a big real estate thing.
I've got to
So
tell
we all,
you, viewers,
who
if
all
you-
had cigars.
If you
so-
think about this, what chance did the customs officers at the Las Vegas International Airport have against 50 real estate agents from Australia?
There was some slick talking.
All I can say is customs went into meltdown.
Yes.
And who won the fight about bringing the cigars in? Yes, Melbourne real estate.
That's right. Every line under the sun was thrown at those customs people. But thank you, Phillip. And of course, you were the first person to get pulled up. And Phillip said, no, I'm here with the whole group. They go, okay. So the whole group got pulled up into customs. That was fun, Phil. So the property at Pretoria Street, that's our last auction on Sunday. It's at 1:30 p.m. Joel Sir's been handling this property. You're going to be auctioning it, Phil. Take us through this property.
Well, shout out to Joel Sir, who is doing so incredibly well with us.
He's a fine young man, isn't he?
Better since he got engaged.
Yes.
It's amazing. He turned the corner, he got engaged and realised that there were greater responsibilities coming his way. So he's gone
He was
from
single for a
being
long time.
a relatively good performer to a star performer
Exactly
now, Gary.
right.
And this is a great property which he's really enjoyed handling. 3 bedrooms, 2.5 bathrooms, double lock-up garage, and you can move straight into that property and not spend a cent because it is glamorous and light-filled.
And that's to put a Seinfeld-ism on it. That's bada bim, bada boom, the end of the show, Phil, because that's the end of the auctions for the weekend. A busy weekend, lots of variety, lots of auctions, lots of offerings, lots of choice, and a big spring upon us, Phil.
Gary, quite frankly, I'm just doing a bit of a wrap for the show. I think the show's been a bit flat.
Oh, right.
I'm not sure whether it's your fault or mine.
No,
or
I think it's yours.
What happens when we
Relax.
actually have a weekend off.
That's right.
I got to
it's
tell
always
you,
relaxing is no good for us,
this
Phil.
weekend off business. Do you know? So we had. We took Friday, public holiday.
Public holiday.
Saturday,
Daniel Andrews
Saturday and
demanded
Sunday.
it. Yeah.
So our team were working, but I didn't work for 3 days. And I've got to tell you, I don't know how people do have a weekend every weekend.
Well,
I don't know how they come to work on Monday.
Exactly.
Because your adrenaline drops, you relax. It just doesn't work.
Terrible,
for me.
isn't it? It's a terrible thing to have. Yeah, well, we don't
Imagine
have to worry
doing
about
that every week.
Well, we don't have to worry about it, Phil, because we've got 8 weeks of absolute, other than the Melbourne Cup weekend, we've got 8 weeks of mayhem and madness and
craziness.
busyness. And we're going to continue to bring the news of the real estate market to you on GPTV.
So special shout out to Mike, who no doubt will have some criticism about the show, but it's always constructive criticism.
Yeah, and thanks about the hair again last week.
We will
Laura
come
Mike,
back after
Peter.
this weekend, pumped, enthusiastic, excitable as we normally try to be. Thanks for watching. Have a great week.
Bye now.